Hello friends, let us now learn about some important points about delayed puberty. Delayed puberty is most commonly seen in boys than in girls. Delayed puberty in girls is called as if there is lack of sexual characters by 13 years of age, or if there is absence of menarche by the age of 16 years of age, or if there is lack of menarche within 5 years of onset of puberty, then we call it as delayed puberty. So in girls, if there is no secondary sexual characters by 13 years of age, or if there is absence of menarche by 16 years of age, or within 5 years of onset of puberty, then we call it as delayed puberty. In boys, if there is lack of pubertal changes by 14 years of age, then we call it as delayed puberty. So if you see the etiological features, first we have hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. That means there is decreased here hypogonadism means there is decreased LH and FSH levels, both are decreased. It can be due to two types of causes. One, it can be due to transient conditions. Transient conditions include, it can be due to chronic systemic illness like chronic kidney disease or chronic liver disease. Okay, or it can be due to severe malnutrition or some endocrine causes like hypothyroidism, type 1 diabetes mellitus. All these are the transient conditions associated with hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. If you see, the next cause is permanent causes. Permanent causes can be again isolated permanent causes, or there can be due to multiple pituitary hormone disease. In multiple pituitary hormone disease, it can be due to either injury or infiltration of tumors or some malformations or genetic. All these comes under multiple pituitary hormone deficiency. Already multiple pituitary hormone deficiency has been dealt in a class. Then if you see the isolated causes, they can be genetic conditions. I will write this in the next page. So isolated permanent causes of hypogonadotropic hypogonadism are mainly the genetic causes, or there can be due to syndromic causes. In genetic causes, this includes CAL1 mutation, that is nothing but Kallmann syndrome, or it can be due to GnRH receptor issues, or DAX1 mutation can result in isolated causes of hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. In syndromes, it includes Prader-Willi syndrome and Lawrence-Moon syndrome. So these are the main causes of hypogonadotropic hypogonadism. Then if you see hypergonadotropic hypogonadism, if you see here, there is hypergonadotropic. That means there will be delayed LH, increased LH and FSH. So these, if you see, the causes of these hypergonadotropic hypogonadism, first in girls. In girls, it can be due to gonadal dysgenesis, which includes Turner's syndrome, where there are streak ovaries, so there is decreased estrogen, and because of the positive feedback mechanism, it causes increased FSH and increased LH. And then we have steroidogenic defect. In steroidogenic defect, there is STAR deficiency or aromatase deficiency or 17-hydroxylase deficiency. All those like congenital adrenal hyperplasia enzyme deficiencies will cause hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. Then if there is any ovarian issues like surgery, ovarian surgery or radiotherapy, all these are associated with hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. In the ovary, even autoimmune ovary failure is also included here. Then we have LH and FSH receptor resistance, where the LH and FSH are present in higher amount, but the receptor on which they act, the receptor, there is a problem in this. So this is also a cause for hypergonadotropic hypogonadism. Then the same hypergonadotropic hypogonadism causes in boys. In boys, it can be due to one chromosomal abnormality, which is Klinefelter syndrome, or it can be due to steroidogenic effects like 17 alpha hydroxylase deficiency, or it can be due to insult to testis, that is radiotherapy to the testis, or trauma to the testis, or some malformations of the testis, or there is decreased and something related to testosterone. It can be either decreased secretion of production of testosterone, or there is increased resistance to testosterone with receptors. This syndrome is called as androgen insensitivity syndrome. Then if we see the diagnosis is here, you will screen for systemic diseases, and you will also screen for LH and FSH levels. And treatment is, you will have to initiate hormone replacement therapy before 12 years in girls, and you will have to initiate hormone replacement therapy after 14 years in boys, to maintain sexual characters and to prevent osteoporosis. So thank you guys for watching my lecture.